Hello everyone and welcome to session 1 of the Slow Cooker Workshop. Today we are going to be doing beef stew, so that is going to be quite exciting. So if you've registered for this workshop, you will be receiving a slow cooker along with 2 recipes and a gift card in order to assist in purchasing some of these food items. The recipe that we are doing today for session 1 is beef stew. But before we begin, let's smudge. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so before we begin, I just want to read out the ingredients that we have here today in order to make this recipe. So we have 2 pounds of beef, 1 onion, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, salt and pepper, 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, vegetable oil to fry, 1 teaspoon of tomato paste, 2 cups of beef broth, 3 to 4 potatoes, and you can choose either having them peeled or not, 3 to 4 celery stalks, and what I have chosen to use today for convenience is having a medley of frozen vegetables, a little bit of fresh thyme, and lastly, a seasoning mix for beef stew. So this is going to make it nice and thick and bring everything together nicely. So let's get started. The first thing to do is to turn on the stove. I'm going to put that on high. I've already added a little bit of oil in my pan. So the next step is to fry the beef. And once that is all nicely toasted, then we're going to give the onions a quick stir fry. Make sure to get them a little bit brown on high to speed up the process. Then we're going to add that to the crock pot. The crock pot is already turned on. I am choosing to set it on high because I want this done as soon as possible. My family will be ready to eat in 4 to 5 hours. So that is why I'm choosing the high temperature setting. If you are extremely busy and do not have the time to fry your meat, you are more than welcome to just put it into your crock pot and put all the ingredients in and turn it on whatever temperature you would like. My oil is really nice and hot, so I'm going to put it in the stew beef right now. So at this point, while it's frying, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. While the stewed beef is browning, I just wanted to take the time to let you know that along with your slow cooker, you will be receiving a booklet which has recipes, what comes with your slow cooker, how it works, but also the safety tips. And this is really, really important. We want to make sure that you know how to use it, and also it's really, really important that you inform the little ones and have a really great discussion, because it could be a really good learning piece for the children, that this becomes very, very hot on the outside and it could burn children very, very easily. So always be mindful that if you do leave the room while you are in the home and you are cleaning, making sure that the child knows not to go in the kitchen while this is on in order to be safe. So you may want to discuss some rules and boundaries in going into the kitchen or touching the counter while this is on. I personally have used the slow cooker for years, and one of the most important things that I do is I am very mindful if there's water around the area, because water and electricity obviously do not go together. And in regards to the cord, I do not want it anywhere touching the pot because I don't want the cord to melt. So when I use the slow cooker, that is what I am quite mindful about. Okay, so I am going to go and check on the stew beef. I have to say that this small appliance is really good for a family. Sometimes as parents we don't have a lot of time to make healthy meals, but this small appliance allows us to do really quick prepping, putting it in and letting it do its thing, and we can think about a million things that we have to do as parents. Okay, so as you can see here, I really am liking how that is looking. I'm going to pour that in. And now, with its juices, I'm going to add the onions. I'm gonna fry them up a little bit. So once the onions are nice and toasty, I'll be putting that in. Then I'll be adding all of the other ingredients. I'm gonna put the lid on and I'm gonna forget about it for about 4 to 5 hours. And fortunately, there are many recipes on YouTube. There are dump and go recipes. Those are the recipes where you put them together, you can put them in the freezer, and when you're ready to use them or anticipate that you're going to need it for the next day, you place that in the fridge to defrost, and then you just dump it in, open the bag, and dump it in and press start, and then your food is ready to go. But it must be defrosted. You cannot start the process with frozen meat because then the meat stays in a danger zone for a longer period of time, and that is unsafe. Okay, so we have here our nice caramelized onions. I'm gonna put that in. It's already heating up nicely. But I am quite aware that this pan still has some flavor, so I want to make sure that I get all of the flavor. What I'm going to do is just add a little bit of the broth, swish that around, and there we go. Add that to the crock pot. So now I'm going to add the garlic, the celery, and the thyme. Excellent. The potatoes, and I chose not to peel them. The garlic, onion powder, our heaping tablespoon of tomato paste, our frozen medley vegetables, our Worcestershire sauce, a little red chili, and the rest of the beef broth. I'm going to give that a little stir. And finally, the beef stew seasoning. And now a stir, and we're just about ready to put on the lid. So some families like to prepare this early in the morning and turn it on, and by the time they get home from school or work, they come into their home and the home smells beautiful, and before you know it, their meal is ready, because sometimes there's just not enough time in the day. As another option is to prepare all your ingredients at night, and when you wake up in the morning, it is certainly ready. So preparing that meal either for the night, or you can pack it up for lunch. So either one works really well. I just wanted to take the opportunity to show you how it is looking. In my opinion, it is looking lovely. As you can see, it does not have a lot of juices. It is about 3/4 full, so it's going to have a nice sauce, and everything will be cooked through. All right, see you soon. All right, so it's time for the great reveal. Let's see how our beef stew is doing. Oh, wow, this looks lovely. Oh boy. Oh, it is nice and thick. Ooh, the potatoes look really nicely done. Oh, the beef is nice and tender. The potatoes still have their shape. Let's get a little bit more sauce. And I'm choosing to serve this with a beautiful little bit of bread, toasted bread. So this is the finished product. We hope you enjoy your slow cooker for years to come. We also hope that it helps with time management and planning out meals for your family. So with that said, take care everyone. Bye-bye.